So I'm Genevieve and I care full-time for my brother Yagan. I'm an artist and curator and filmmaker and most recently doing my PhD. So I've always had a caring role for Yagan since he was very little. I've kind of, as the eldest child in our family, I've always played that kind of role. But in the last 4 years, Yagan needed to come and live with me, and he had a lot of complex issues. He has an intellectual disability and he also had some mental health problems as well. And it just turned out that I was the place that he needed to be. So in the beginning, it was really difficult. You know, we had just a lot to work out and balance between us, and he was carrying a lot of trauma as well. So it was a difficult couple of first years, but more recently it's just gotten easier and easier. You know, Yagan's grown so much and our relationships evolved so much, and he's moving really on a path to independence now. So that's where we're both headed, is really to get him to a place where he can live on his own. I found out about Carers NT through friends, so I heard about them and I thought, oh, well, we'll try it and see, you know, if it works for us. But yeah, it's been amazing. So from the moment we sort of walked in the door, we received support immediately, and that, having been a carer for a long time, that's pretty extraordinary. I think it's so important to recognise your role as a carer. It's very important to own that and say, I am a carer, rather than just doing things, because we just do these things. We just look after our family or we look after people in our lives who are in need. But you really need to sort of own that role and understand that it is hard and there are a lot of challenges that we face as carers. When you're a carer and say you're looking after someone who has complex needs, they have to come first, and they do come first, and a lot of other things suffer because of it. It might be your work commitments or your social commitments. You have to put a lot of other stuff aside. People with disabilities aren't valued very highly in our society, and it can be hard for him to navigate all of that. So I've got to support him in that too, to make sure that he has positive experiences with the rest of the world. It's been very challenging at times. It hasn't been easy, but there's been extraordinary good times as well. And I think there is so much value to be gained for caring for another person, for putting their needs before your own, for ensuring their growth and their development, and that they're safe and looked after. One of my main roles as a carer is to get Yagan into the right programs and services, and that means being an advocate for him within the system. And that can take some time, you know, getting him the right supports. And we're still doing it, you know, it doesn't happen immediately. So that's probably one of my biggest roles as a carer. But on a day-to-day basis, Yagan's pretty independent and he can look after himself pretty well. But it's things like, I guess, meals, preparing meals, getting him to work, and I think emotionally supporting him as well. And giving him advice about life and life skills and things that he has to deal with on a daily basis. I think Yagan's learning how to interact with others, and he's learning how to be independent. I think so many carers they battle through, you know, they just keep piling it on their own shoulders and carrying that. But there is a point where you break, you know, and you really need to look after yourself. So accessing Carers NT has been a revelation for me. I've got so much support from them, and it makes such a big difference to know that you're not on your own. We've had some respite, we've had a worker visit Yagan regularly, we've had the offer of counselling, which we're going to take up. So there's been a number of supports that they've offered. And it's really good to know that they're there as well, that we can call them or contact them really easily and they get back to us immediately. One of the services we've accessed from Carers NT is someone who comes and takes Yagan out for an hour every week, and we'll take him to the gym, or you know, they might start doing some cooking classes soon. And it's just great to have someone else do something with him, because it's hard to find time to do all those activities that he needs. But it also gives us sort of peace of mind to know that he's with someone who understands his needs and is looking after him, and just gives him a break from us and us a break from him, and it's just a really good service that they offer. My message to other carers is to really own your role as a carer, and then understand what you need out of that as well. You know, carers are so used to giving, they give all of themselves and they give it really selflessly, but carers need support too. So access the supports that are out there for you, look after yourself, make time for yourself, and keep yourself healthy, you know, physically and emotionally healthy, because it is a big role that you have. And also just know that you're not alone. You know, there are other people out there going through the same thing, and we understand.